And so I want to go all the way back to the beginning. Amir, I remember being in a men's group back in the 90s, and you were going through a big decision, and you let us know about some of the struggles that you were facing about full-time
Yeah,
ministry as opposed to full-time tour guiding. Can you tell us
yeah.
about what that was
Mm.
all about?
Yeah, well, it's started back in my military service where I was deputy governor of Jericho, and Jericho became the hot spot of the Oslo Accord. It was the Jericho and Gaza first. And before anyone in Israel knew about that, I already got the information that Jericho is on the table. And I needed to already start tour guiding uh, those officials that will later on become the officials to govern the Jericho area. And later on, when the news broke out, I found myself the person who needs to teach outside visitors as well as IDF units on the coming agreement and the implementation thereof.
Hmm.
So I found out that being on a bus loaded with strangers, for the most part, is an interesting thing because whatever you say, however you say it, is what they're going to go back home with.
Oh, sure.
And I'm a Bible believer. Jericho is super biblical, not just from the Old Testament with Joshua, but also from the New Testament. And the artifacts and the antiquities in Jericho are phenomenal, both from the Old Testament at Tel Jericho and the Herodian ruins of Herod's winter palace there. So everything there attracted me, but more so, I could see the need for a good representation of this country when it comes to the history, when it comes to the present situation, and when it comes to the future according to the Bible. So, I would guide delegations of ambassadors, ministers from different parts of the world, military attaches, generals, and I would always tell them about what's going on, how we're about to implement the agreement with the Palestinian Authority that has been just formed. But I will also throw biblical nuggets as
Uh-huh.
it's just to remind everyone this is not a foreign land to us. This is part of a land that we received from God. And yes, we took it from the local Canaanites, but it was miraculously taken. And it was because God brought us into a land that He promised to Abraham, and He led us through. And all the victories that we read in the book of Joshua and the books of Judges and later on in Kings, it's quite amazing. So that's how it all started, and this whole I guess passion for guiding people led me to decide that the day after I'm leaving the military duty service, I want to sit and become study to become an official government licensed tour guide, which I did. And that exposed me now to a different audience of mostly evangelical Christians from different parts of the world. And I could see also that they come uh, pretty confused about Israel, confused about the role of Israel, confused about the history, confused about the future. And I thought, my passion for the Bible, especially for Bible prophecy, fits perfectly to this mission